I used to bring these wines to Barolo blind tastings all the time to try to trick people. Let's see if I can trick myself. Oh. This is the hardest face-off episode I've done yet. I'm Matthew Horkey. For the last 7 years, I've traveled around the world tasting thousands of wines annually in search of the most unique, exciting, and expensive bottles on the planet. Barolo is one of Italy's and maybe the world's greatest wine. It's located in the region of Barolo, named after the village of Barolo in Piedmont, northern Italy. Piedmont is really the mecca when it comes to great food and wine in Italy. It's home of the slow food movement. The prices of Barolo wines have just skyrocketed in the last 15, 20 years. It's all because Barolo wines can reach greatness. There's a small quantity, and the vineyard sites really make a difference. To have a wine that's labeled Barolo, it's got to be 100% Nebbiolo, and it's got to be aged for at least 38 months after the harvest before release. Barolo holds a real special place in my heart because it's the first fine wine that I really got into. And what makes Nebbiolo, and especially Barolo, really interesting is its ability to really gain complexity with bottle age. When it comes to great Ficco red wine grapes of the world, you have Pinot Noir, you have Nebbiolo. Here's the difference. Pinot Noir has shown the potential to make great wines all over the world, whereas Nebbiolo does not travel very well. The greatest examples of the grape are found in Italy. Barolo is really the name to know, although Barbaresco right nearby produces fantastic wines. Huero across the river. Then there's some other odd appellations like Gattinara, Bocca, Valtellina, but these are really geeky wine regions. And when you can find great Barolos, they can produce wines that have really haunting aromas like tar, licorice, tobacco, rose petal, perfume. However, not so easy wines to understand, especially for new wine drinkers. Barolo is more of a connoisseur's wine, kind of a Burgundy type play. If you're just starting to get into wine, I would try to hunt down a Barolo because it will give you a very unique experience. I'll never forget when I was in New York City with a lot of my friends, we're just casual wine drinkers. I bought a bottle of aged Barolo. Everybody at the table just sat there and smelled the glass. They were completely astonished. Nebbiolo produces wines that are high in acid and high in tannin. The tannins are small and biting. They literally sting your gums. That's why you need food with these things, or you need to have them aged. The Challenger, a Greek wine, a Greek grape, Xinomavro. Xinomavro literally translates to acid black. Like Nebbiolo, it produces wines that are high in acid and high in tannin. The flavors can be quite similar too. You can get those rose petal flavors, those tobacco notes. You can also start to get a little bit of perfume, a little bit of tar. I find in grape Xinomavros, I get a little bit more tomato leaf flavors than those of Barolo. There are a few regions in Greece that specialize in this grape, but the most famous ones are Mendion up in the north, also Naoussa, which is the wine that we have here, and Rapsani. Although in Rapsani, Xinomavro is blended with two other grapes. The example I have here is the Kir-Yianni Ramnista, Xinomavro 2017. This wine means a lot to me. This is one of the first Greek wines that I ever tasted. I used to buy these wines a long time ago. I haven't tasted 2017 yet, which I'm super excited. The last one I had was 2015. This wine also comes in at $27.99, so it's screaming value when it comes to the world of fine wine. On my right here, I have the Marchesi di Barolo Sarmassa 2017. Both of these wines are single vineyard wines. And if you don't quite understand what makes a single vineyard wine, I made a blind tasting video about them actually, and I'll drop it in the link below. Marchesi di Barolo is located in the village of Barolo. There are actually 11 different communes, 11 different villages that Barolo can be made in. There's even a legend that modern Barolo, as we know it, was born in the cellars of Marchesi di Barolo, so that's pretty cool. This is not a cheap wine. This comes in at 90 bucks, so I'm expecting a lot here. There are so many similarities in Xinomavro to Nebbiolo that there was actually some genetic testing done to see if they were related, which they're not. Both of these come from the 2017 vintage. To be honest, I haven't had a ton of Greek red wines from 2017. While I have had my fair share of 2017 Barolos, the only problem with 2017 in Barolo is it follows up the great 2016 vintage. Those wines are absolutely spectacular. Enough with me yapping. Let's get on with the blind tasting. All right, once again, I'm tasting out of my Gabriel Glas universal glasses. These are some of my favorite glasses to use. They work well with almost everything. I'll drop a link in the description box below. It really helps the channel if you decide to purchase with that link. I expect personally the Marchesi di Barolo, the Sarmassa vineyard to, have a little bit more depth, a little bit more concentration, maybe be a little bit of a better wine because it is 3 times the price. But who knows? Let's see. They have similar colors, similar characteristics, especially when they're young. Let's give this a go. Even the color is similar. The one on the left, I smell tomato leaf right away. So I'm gonna think that this is the wine from Greece. It comes out right away. But still has these delicate notes of perfume, red fruit, red raspberry, red cherry, almost like literally like thyme. It smells really good. Here's the thing about these wines, they're just so unique, so hauntingly good. Oh, a lot of tannin here, a lot of length. Are these 2 grapes, Nebbiolo, Cinomavro, Barolo, Naoussa? It's so weird because they can smell fruity and be fruity on the palate at the same, yet be savory. That's a good wine. Let's check the one here on the right. The one on the right has similar flavors, just a little bit less tomato leaf. It just isn't as powerful as the one on the left. I can't even cheat with color here. The colors are exactly the same. This one is more fruit forward. This one has a little bit more complexities. Maybe this one's just a little bit tight right now. I get a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of pepper even. I don't get the tomato leaf and the thyme, which comes out here. Wow. Gosh, these are both really good wines. On the palate, same amount of acidity, juiciness is coming through. Tannins are gripping my mouth. This is really difficult. I would say the one on the right, whatever this wine is, maybe it's closed just a little bit more. The one on the left tastes a little bit more developed, more evolved. It has more complexities. This one on the right's still a good wine. This is incredibly difficult. I love doing this trick on people in the past to see how they struggle with it, and I can see why. I am really struggling with it, seeing which one is Barolo, which one is Naoussa. This is the hardest face-off episode I've done yet. Both are excellent wines. Just because this one, it's a little bit more seamless and the flavors transition when it goes from fruit to all those subtle complexities. This one is a little bit more tight. It tastes just a tad more wood on this. So I think that this could be the Naoussa. We'll see. This is one episode that I'm a little bit scared. I think this is the Barolo. This just has a little bit more complexity. This is a fabulous wine. I mean, I have it in the 93 plus, 94 point range. This wine in the 92 point range. They're both excellent wines. You ready for the reveal? All right, the one here on the left, I think is the Barolo. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh my God. I tricked people in the past, and I guess I'm tricked here. This is not the Barolo. Here on the left, I have the Kir-Yianni Ramnista Cinomavro from Naoussa. So this was the Greek one on the left that I preferred slightly. It tasted a little bit more developed, while this one was a little bit tighter. On the right, my goodness. Sarmassa Barolo from Marchesi di Barolo. Let me smell that one more time. I should have went with my gut because the tomato leaf pops out, and that's always a sign of Cinomavro, which I said earlier. But this one was a little bit more seamless, a little more integrated. And for this wine to come in at $27.99, and this one's at $90. I mean, still excellent wine, but for $27.99, that is completely shocking. Wow, sis. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys soon.